So I wanted to keep talking about DK Geyer and how she and I would have discussions about children, health, and the foods that they actually take in, because they are the future. And we speak about how passionate we were about getting to a place where everyone ate healthy and we all could live to a ripe old healthy age, and a society where there's no disease that is linked back to eating processed foods, ingesting chemicals, and eating meat. So the first thing that I tried from her shop was actually the Twilight Restful Night Tea, because I have issues sleeping. Sometimes I have insomnia. I'm a worrier. I tend to stay up late at night and make lists in my head, and sometimes I just can't turn off my brain. I mentioned before that I took up meditating in college, and I still meditate and I still exercise. But when that's not enough, it's time to look at your diet. So I started with the Twilight Restful Night Tea. You guys can see it here. Herbtastic. And there are countless herbs in this. It is caffeine free, and it is USDA certified organic. So there you have it. I basically just talked to Dr. Geyer and was like, yeah, I have issues sleeping. I don't want to take medication for it. I've never taken any type of medication. Not that that's bad, but I just don't want to take medication. And what did she recommend? And she has a tea for everything. So this tea, I brewed it last night, and it was delicious. I didn't even have to add honey. So usually, if you're doing tea for the night, don't add sugar, because what are you doing? And it's caffeine free. So just add like honey to sweeten it up. I didn't even need to. It was delicious. It took me like 5 minutes to make. All I needed was a mug, check, a measuring glass, a measuring cup, to measure the water, and one of these tea bobber strainers. I just love working them. They're so cool. So what you do is you take the herbs, the loose leaf tea, and you put it in here. That was almost like a thing. You put it in there, and then you set this inside of your mug, pour your boiled water over it, and voila, tea. It was really good. And so I went to bed last night, and it was a wonderful sleep. I slept 8 hours. 8 uninterrupted hours, mind you. And it was a deep sleep. It was a REM sleep. I don't remember all my dreams. No, I don't. Usually I do, though. Which brings me to my other point about dream analysis. Not yet, though, because we haven't discussed the ingredients inside this delicious tea. So the first one we're going to discuss, and I have my research here because, as we all know, I'm a writer. And I'm a student of life. Anyways, so the first thing we're going to talk about is lavender and its healing properties. It is there is lavender inside of this tea. Why? Well, lavender is actually used for a lot of spiritual practices. Lavender can actually calm down your nerves and your anxiety. It's also used as a mild sedative. I have it here. Lavender helps soothe and calm those who suffer from depression, anxiety, and insomnia. So, makes sense, makes sense. Moving on to our next ingredient, and that is the calendula flowers. So, the actual flower is what can be used for medicinal use inside for holistic use. So it's a plant, and it's used to prevent muscle spasms, and it's great for women who are beginning or starting their premenstrual cycle, or their menstrual cycle. Great, because I get really bad cramps, so this works great. But Dr. Geyer also has a tea dedicated to menstrual cramps, soothing menstrual cramps. So we'll be reviewing that in the future. All right. The next ingredient is the raspberry leaf. And I was like, what? Like the little baby raspberry leaves? Yes. It's actually called the women's herb. And a lot of the time, raspberry leaf, pregnant women are told to brew it in their tea to help regulate their hormones, to help during labor, and just overall nutrition and health during pregnancy. There are high volumes of vitamin C, and that's immune support, so that's great to have inside of this tea. And there are high levels of magnesium, potassium, iron, and vitamin B. It helps regulate the hormones, and I feel like half the time it's that when you're not able to go to sleep. It could be your hormones are fluctuating. It could be even like I'm PMSing, and that's keeping me up. I've had those times. Anyways, moving on. So the next thing we're going to talk about, the next ingredient is called green rooibos. It's pronounced rooibos. It's spelled Rooibus, native to Africa and South Africa. It actually translates to red bush. So there are high levels of vitamin C, iron, magnesium, and zinc inside of rooibos root or leaf. It alleviates pain, it aids in weight loss. This is like a miracle root. I was researching it, and like it helps with everything. It was like promote bone growth, prevent heart disease, like everything. Like we all should be drinking this all the time then, right? Prevents diabetes. I have it right here. That's what. Anyways, it balances your hormones. It increases estrogen. Interesting. So we move on to the next ingredient, orange peel. So I'm thinking, orange peel, what could that have use for? Traditionally, it's been used in ancient Chinese medicine, and it was used to help improve digestion and relieve gas, to help your gut health, and the oil actually acts as a sedative. Isn't that crazy? It acts as a sedative and relieves nervous tension and insomnia. So the tension I have right now, just kidding. That's pretty cool, right? So, and the last ingredient is the beautiful rose petal. So rose petals are included for lovely effect, just kidding. They're included because rose petals are actually a mild sedative. Did you know this? Now you know. It's also an antiseptic, so it can treat wounds, and it's an anti-inflammatory. It relieves cramps, muscle spasms in your lungs, so that means asthma. Like, why do doctors have to be dramatic? And yeah, it's a sedative, so that's all you really need to know. Tea's great. Yeah, there are plenty health benefits from this tea, from the ingredients alone that could literally make you feel better from anything, if you're suffering from anything. We will dive. Any of the ingredients in this tea on their own would be ones that are extremely beneficial for our overall health. To drink this before bed is even better. That way it kind of, I don't know, I like to think it like simmers and distributes to the rest of my body so it can all get healthy. So that was fun. I look forward to doing this again. Also, I want to mention that you can purchase on Amazon if you search Gardens by Grace, and it's also available on gardensbygrace.com. I look forward to making more videos highlighting the different spiritual, holistic rituals, foods that I incorporate into my life. I'm excited. I'm inspired. Peace and blessings, y'all.